Hello friends, this is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is June 2nd, 2021. I want to talk about one of my favorite companies. It's in the biotechnology sector. Name is CCXI, ChemoCentryx. It's into providing cancer medication. So with that, let's jump in and take a look at this company. So as you look at here, ChemoCentryx is a clinical stage biopharma company and it develops new medications for inflammatory disorders, autoimmune diseases, and cancer. So they have a new drug they are developing called Avacopan. So it's an orally administered medication. So this is supposed to be helping with the cancer patients. So that's why there is a lot of expectation around this new drug. So that's why there is some deep action that you see here. Stock dropped so much. So with that, let's quickly talk about the founder and CEO, Dr. Thomas Schall. He's the PhD, and 56% of the employees approve the CEO. The stock price is $10.20, and the market cap is 708.65 million. So, looking at the founder and CEO, he has a lot of expertise when it comes to the research, and he has been in multiple places. He was with the DNAX Research Institute, Schering Plough, Genentech, and looks like he's very much used to chemo and chemotherapy and related areas. So as a CEO, I think his record checks out as a really a research type guy. He may not be that business savvy, but in the research area, he really proved himself very well. So the big news now on May 7th, ChemoCentryx stock tumbled by 60% to $11. And after a while, after a couple of days, it even came down a little bit. Now it's around $10. So it looks like the FDA is really gave a split verdict on whether the efficacy data can support the approval or not. So it's really split. That's why stock took a huge plunge. And this company made a lot of plans around this new drug. So because this Avacopan did not pan out like they wanted it to be, that's why stock tumbled big time. And as usual, all these Wall Street analysts, they always downgrade when the stock falls so badly. So we got multiple downgrades from JP Morgan, Stifel, Piper Sandler, all of them. So that even took the stock even further down. So with that, let's jump in and look at a little more detail. So if you look at ChemoCentryx here, they got multiple, pipeline candidates here. First one we are talking about is Avacopan. That it's got three things going on here. So the first one here, I think this is where the split verdict came, 9-9. So this is why they could not take it through into the market and commercialize this. I'm sure they will work out little more into this and make sure it gets approved. So as it gets approved, we can see probably stock really taking off nicely. And they got a few more indications here: immuno-oncology, inflammatory, and even chronic orphan kidney disease. So as they make progress in all these things, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and these guys can really do well. So with that, let's go into key competitors here. In the cancer area, there are a lot of players here. This may not be direct competitor to CCXI. I want to take a broad brush and look at the cancer in general and see what companies are doing and how they're doing. So with that, the way I organized this chart is I got all the companies, the ticker symbols here, and the price, market cap. I pay close attention to sales and sales growth. That's why I gave the sales number here, the 5-year performance, past 5 years how it did, and 1 year how it did, quarter over quarter how it did, and also the gross margin. Sometimes you got to pay very close attention to gross margin. As an example, CRIS Curis, even though it did not do great when it comes to quarter over quarter and 1 year revenue growth, because they had high gross margin. I think, and also I think this may be even manipulated a little bit with all these short sellers. And there is some short squeeze scenario going on here. So stock has done very nicely. So that's why we got to pay close attention to gross margin in addition to the sales growth itself. Then the list goes on. We got I highlighted few candidates here. BioNTech, $219 stock. Everybody knows about this company. It's into COVID-19 vaccine. Did very nicely. Very nice performance in 1 year. And the performance from here onwards is a descending order. One at the top has got highest performance. And Jaguar Health, tiny little company, $1.82, has done tremendously nicely, 314%. So that's why in the biotechnology area, we got to look at the stocks which have fallen off the cliff, and invest a little bit. Don't need to buy a lot of them, but invest a good chunk of it, and buy slowly. So that's the best way to invest in biotechnology. And you should have a basket approach. Don't invest all the money in one place, invest in multiple places. If you look at all these companies here, one thing you see here, 1 year performance, it's all, many of these are triple digits, and some of them are double digits, and so on and so forth. So as you can look through here, Infinity, same story here. There is a positive 1 year growth, positive quarter over quarter growth, okay gross margin, and they a little bit expensive from a valuation perspective, but they've done nicely for 1 year. So this is the reason I look at the biotechnology sector very often. See how are the players doing, and by looking at their 1 week, 2 week performance, and even 1 month, 3 month, you kind of get an idea what's moving, what's not moving. For example, right now, by looking at Affimed here, $8 stock, and they got about a $1 billion market cap. But if you see here, they have not done well in 1 month, 2 week, and even 1 week. And as you scan through this year, they got not too bad. Short ratio is just 5%. So this could be a candidate that you can pick up. They got a nice sales growth, and they got gross margin is not there right now because they're investing in their own stock, their own product probably. But you can look at these type of candidates here, and you could buy some as they're coming down, and slowly build the position. Same story with Fate Therapeutics, and they are a $69 company right now, stock right now, and they are falling down as you can see here, 3 month, 1 month, 2 week, and even 1 week and 1 day. So you could slowly accumulate some of these companies. Fate has done very well as you can see here. 5 year 4,446, 1 year also it has done nicely. And you can look at other companies, even accuracy, same story. I think they're trying to get their groove back, I think today, but it's a $4 company. You could slowly buy some of these companies, and there are big players also, as you can see here, AbbVie, Exact Sciences. These are also great companies. AbbVie, as you can see here, it's falling in last 2 week, 1 week, even 1 day. With that, let's look at a couple more here. We got all the stickers here where, I highlighted few of them like XLX's, one of my favorites here, has done nicely for 5 years, but 1 year is negative. It's trying to bounce back from its, its falling of the price. It's now trying to bounce back a little bit. I think it's maybe good to buy a little bit. And as you look at ADVAX's, same story, 51 cent stock here. I think it's also kind of fallen off pretty badly, and it's got nice sales growth, but it's off of a very small sales number, $2 million. Fibrogen, one of my favorites here. I think it's okay to buy slowly, and you can see there are a couple more here. all the way in the end. You can see here this is CCXI ChemoCentryx $10.20 and 83% off of 52-week high. Actually 86% off of 52-week high. So that's a huge drop for this company, and that's why I feel like, at this point most of the negative news is already factored in. Probably it's okay to start buying slowly and build a position in this company, and hold it for a while and get the benefit, and let the stock bounce back. So with that, if you look at the quick statistics here, after the FDA split approval, or split opinion, all these analysts here, SVB, Stifel, Raymond James, Piper Sandler, JP Morgan, all of them downgraded the stock. So, coupled with this downgrade and the FDA, news, stock really took it on their chin and fell off very badly. And from a past performance perspective, I think from an earnings per share perspective, company is doing okay, not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's doing okay. Sales, I think they did well in 2020. Outstanding, it's shares outstanding. I like to see this come down, but it's going slowly up. It's okay. It's not going drastically up. And as you can see here from a performance perspective, it did very badly year to date, half year, all the way to 1 month. But in 1 week, they're trying to gain some traction here after the very, very, very bad fall. And as you see here, short ratio is not great. I mean, not too much. Short float is just 4%. I think all the short seller probably benefited already. So now I think we can see some appreciation going forward. RSI is very low, 20.26. That indicates it's okay to buy the stock. If you want to buy call option, you can do that too. But stock price being so low, I would not go with call option. I would buy stock outright. And nothing great here. They're right now not making money. Operating margin is negative. There is a good sales growth quarter over quarter, 73.30, not too bad. So with that, let's jump in a little more here. Let's look at the fundamentals of this company. As you see here, the way to read this chart is I got all the quarter ending dates all the way from 12/31/18 till recent quarter 3/31/21. So as you see here, stock price was $10 back in 12/31/18. Now it's again $10. So past couple of years, stock has done nothing, as you can see here, after this huge drop. As you see here from a market cap perspective, I think they did pretty okay. They did nicely, 552 all the way to 3,573,000,000. But after this huge drop, now they're $711 million. So somewhere it puts them back to somewhere in 2019 type market cap again. And from a sales perspective, I think they've done back and forth. They did nicely sometimes. As you can see here, 2020 it's 49 million, but they're inconsistent that way. And quarter over quarter sales change also, I feel like they're a little bit yo-yo. Wall Street likes predictability, but these guys are up and down, which is expected in a biopharma type company because they're into these new drugs. There is FDA approval or denial. That's why these stocks will typically go up and down. And Wall Street is typically sometimes forgiving, but this time it's really went really bad. And revenue surprise, as you can see here, same story, up and down, sometimes up, sometimes down. Earnings per share is negative, company not making money. They got a good amount of cash. They can sustain this crash and keep investing in their drug. They got some debt, which is manageable. And as you can see here, margin is negative. Price to sales perspective, company is a little expensive at this point, but I think it's okay. They can, these biotechnology stocks are typically a little more expensive. So with that, let's go into quarterly earnings, which happened um, on, I think it happened April 29th. So as you look at this, I think one of the main thing they talked about is about this new drug, Avocopan. At this time when they announced, they were expecting the results, but now result is out, and FDA did not give a nod yet. And as you can see here, when they did some research on this new drug, when they talked to potential market candidates, looks like most of the physicians, they said if the FDA approves it, they will basically, go and use it. So that's why there is a positive momentum going into this FDA approval or denial. That's why, stock really took it through their chin and fell off. And also they're doing something else here. Their R&D expense went up. Their general administrative expense also went up. Mainly they're looking at commercialization of some of the drugs which is expected. So with that, let's jump in a little more here around the performance here. If you look at the yearly performance, clearly this stock goes up and down drastically. 2013 dropped 47%. Then they went up again, they dropped again 2016, 2017. They did very nicely 2018 through 2020. Now there is a drop. So I feel like, hey, some of these drops, it's expected in the biopharma company. This could be a good time to really buy some and hold it for a while. And if you look at monthly performance here, companies are known to have these setbacks once in a while. 10% drop, 8% drop, 7% drop, 12% drop, 24% drop, 79% drop. This is the biggest one here. This is when the drug, FDA did not give the nod. That's why stock came crashing down. So if you look at the weekly performance here, same story. You can see up and down movement all along. But 2nd of May, the week of 2nd of May, 78% drop because of the FDA, did not give a nod. And finally, daily performance here, big drop because of the FDA not approving. And even before that, they had a significant drop on 4th of May. But as you see here, they tried to bounce back a little bit. 27th of May, nice up swing here, and they also did nicely last 2 days. And if you look at the insider selling history here, nothing that comes glaring at you. There is a $23,000 sale here, and option exercise, some sale. I mean, these are all expected here. Nothing to really worry too much about here. And if you look at the stock chart itself, this is a 1 year, 1 day chart. You can see here in stock it was doing okay, but suddenly after this announcement, it came crashing down. As you can see here, it's a 1 day, 1 year, 1 day chart. But now you can see here they're trying to make some progress here, which we got a positive candle here. Now let's look at one more chart here. I think this is the same chart. We got a positive increase here, and if you look at a 10-day 30-minute chart here you can see some difference here. There is a huge candle up here. Stock did very nicely. And as you look at here now, last couple, this is 30-minute candles. Couple 30 minutes here, they did nicely. I think this is the today's action here. And clearly by looking at this shorter term chart, you can see RSI is trying to go up. That tells you stock is trying to gain some momentum. And also if you look at the implied volatility is also raising a little bit. It's not a big concern. People are a little bit worried about the stock at this time. But generally, I'm a little bit bullish because at least there are some positive bouncing happening here with the stock falling off so badly in the past. So if you look at the option chain itself here, stock price is 1020 today, which is understandable. And as you see here, $15 call options, we got a huge volume here, 581. And if you look at $20 call option, that's a huge volume. So in the option market, people are betting this stock will increase, and people are really buying the options for $15, $20. The price is very low, as you can see here, $2.70, given the implied IV rank is very low right now. And if you look at the put options here, on the put option side, the volume is there at 7.5 and 10. But if you look at the call option, I think volume is more in the call side. So with that, if you look at here, this in the today's option statistics from Thinkorswim, you can clearly see here total volume of calls is 3,643 and total put volume is just 205. This tells you people are really in the options market, people are betting the stock will go up. That's why it's an outsized call volume versus put volume. So with that, what should I do now? ChemoCentryx shares plunged up 47% after FDA identifies concern. There are three things going on here. The committee voted a split 9-9 for the first question on the efficacy data, and on the second question, they voted 10-8. That's a positive. This is okay. And on the third question and the final question, committee voted 10-8 about the benefit and risk. This is also okay. I think the second and third questions it's okay, but the first question, this is where there is a split verdict. That's why it's not a clear nod from FDA. I'm sure company will work through this, and they've done a lot of work on this. They can work on this and basically go back to FDA with the revised filing. That should at least take care of this situation in my mind. So also after this huge FDA disapproval, ChemoCentryx stock received multiple downgrades, as we talked about earlier. So that's why stock came tumbling back. Now I see some signs of improvement. It's too early to call, but as we say, typically when there is blood in the market, when everybody is afraid, that's when you jump in and buy some and hold for a long time. So with that, I feel stock is oversold. I think it's a very good buying opportunity. I'm buying slowly but surely. Hope you can take a look at this and see if it makes sense to you. With that, thank you very much. Happy investing.